Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today I have a review for you guys that I know has been highly anticipated. So I did post about a few weeks ago that I did purchase the new Milani Perfect and Conceal foundation along with their new primers that they came out with. So first of all, this is the foundation. If you guys have not seen it already in stores or on Instagram or wherever else you may get your beauty news from. And then here is their primer that they came out with. They did come out with two primers. I got the mattifying and pore minimizing one. For these two products, I did find them at CVS because that is just like my second home. If you can never get a hold of me or you don't know where I'm at, try searching the beauty aisle at CVS. So these two products actually both retailed at CVS for $9.99. You know CVS offers a whole bunch of coupons, so it's a really great deal, a really great price point. It's that ideal price point for drugstore foundation. But what really caught my eye was the fact that it's promoting itself as a two-in-one, so it's a foundation and concealer. Right off the bat, I know that means full coverage. You know your girl, I love full coverage. It was like meant to be. I will say the one thing that I did not like about the foundation is not so much anything about the product, but at my CVS, I'm pretty sure they had all the colors that are available, and the lightest one is still too dark for me, and I'm pale as paper, so I don't know if it will, I'm sure it will work out as I start to self-tan, but as of right now, and as you'll see in the demo, I do have to lighten the foundation using my lightening drops from the Body Shop just to get it to match my skin a little bit better. So the color range, as far as for fairer girls, isn't all that friendly to us, but other than that, it has a really good color range going into like the more tan skin tones. And that's another thing about the color of this foundation. It's really awesome because it has a lot of yellow in it, so even though the foundation's too dark for me, it has a lot of warmth. So even if I was this exact skin color, I know that it has those yellow tones, so it doesn't show up pink or anything like that, and I don't like pinkish foundations. Even if you are cool tone, I'll still put yellow on you. First of all, the packaging of this foundation is bomb. Black and gold are kind of like my staple colors, so to me this is like so pretty, and it's in a glass bottle and it's a pump, so you guys know that I am all about pumps because they're just more clean and they're more easy to work with. You get 1 fluid ounce. By the way, I didn't mention the color. I got the shade 1 Creamy Vanilla. Like I said, it was the first shade they had to offer. So on the back of the foundation, it does promote itself as medium to full coverage, lightweight oil-free formula, and long-wearing, water-resistant, and sweat-proof. That's all it promotes on the back. So right off the bat, I was very curious as to what finish it gives, because it doesn't say it's matte and it doesn't say it's dewy. And I think Milani was aware of this, that it wasn't going to be a matte or necessarily dewy finish. It is, from what I can tell from my perspective, it's more of a satin finish, almost like a natural skin finish. So if you are on the dry to normal side, it's probably gonna look more matte on you. If you are on the oily side, like myself, or combination, then it's gonna be a little bit dewy, which again, I think Milani was aware of. That's why they came out with the primer. So the primer, on the other hand, they have two formulas. They have one for a dewier finish, and then they have a mattifying one. Obviously, I got mattifying because I am your typical oily skin girl. And again, this retails for $9.99. It is a squeeze bottle. It has 0.68 fluid ounces, so it's not a full ounce. The primer is what's kind of interesting. I wasn't gonna get it, but I decided I should because I feel like foundation and primer go hand in hand. I have to say I'm not super sold on the primer, especially if you're gonna be using it by itself. I will say that I used it by itself and I wasn't all that impressed. But I am layering it on top of my Nivea Men Aftershave Balm, which you'll see in the demo of the video, and I love it for that purpose. Another thing that I noticed about the primer, which I'm not too crazy about, is after a while when it's been like sitting on your vanity or even probably laying down in your drawer, or however you store your makeup, I noticed that when I first open it and squeeze, it's like watery. And I feel like something in the product is separating as it sets. So I do have to make sure that I shake it really well before I apply it, or if not, I'm just gonna get a whole bunch of almost like greasy looking water, and that's really weird. Also, it's kind of a weird texture. It's very, very thin, so it's a little bit deceiving as you're putting it on because you don't know whether to gauge if you're putting on too much or too little. So I'm not super thrilled or sold on the primer, but I do feel like in conjunction with the Nivea Men, it does offer a smoother finish and it does keep it pretty matte. But I'm pretty sure if I were to use the Nivea Men on its own without this, I would get the same results. To me, it's just not worth it. I don't know if the dewy one is going to be more beneficial for those that are looking for a dewier finish, but as far as for oily skin girls using the mattifying primer, it's not really a must. But on the other hand, this foundation, going back to it, I have become obsessed with because it really does cover everything. When I'm applying this foundation, I almost feel like I don't need to obviously go in with any concealer. I will put some underneath my eyes and do just maybe a little bit of highlighting action with my Anastasia Cream Contour Kit. Also, it does have a heavier feeling. You'll see when I'm squeezing out the product that it's thicker, which I kind of expected in this foundation. I don't have a problem with that. If you're someone that doesn't like the feeling of a heavy foundation, you probably won't like it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. As far as the wear of it, when I'm wearing it with the Nivea Men Aftershave Balm, it will last me forever. I can probably get a good 8 hours out of it before it starts to look ultra shiny. Even though it looks ultra shiny, that's probably the only problem I get out of the wear, because after 8 hours, it just gets more shiny, but it doesn't break on me. So this foundation does not break. Keep in mind though, I do apply a whole bunch of powder and like I bake and all that in my makeup routine. So if you're someone that doesn't do that, I'm not too sure how it'll work on its own. Without the Nivea Men primer or aftershave balm and just with the primer on itself, I start to get really oily at the 5-hour mark. So let's move on to the demo of this foundation. Got to see how well it covers just on its own. Obviously, I completed the rest of my makeup and I have on all of my other powders and stuff like that, but I'm hoping that the demo really shows you how well this covers all imperfections. And like I said, the wear of it is great. The consistency of it is a little bit on the heavy side, but other than that, it's a really great foundation. I highly recommend it, especially if you're looking for something full coverage in the drugstore price range. This is a great one. It's very comparable to the Clinique 2-in-1 foundation, which I kind of feel that's what they were going with when they made this product. So let me know what you think about it if you have been trying it down below in the comments. And yeah, I think on Friday I will be having another makeup tutorial. I just wanted to throw this review in there already because I know it's been highly anticipated. But other than that, this is where I'm gonna leave you guys. I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.